Good day to Dr. Shariza. I'm Jun Quan, metric number 262260. So in this video, I'm going to present the answer for Think and Solve 1, 2, and 3. So the first question in Think and Solve 1 is, in your opinion, do you think that remote work will affect badly the employee's productivity and why? So in my opinion, the answer is yes. I think that the remote work will affect the employee's productivity due to the deficiency of the communication process, lack of the work-related resources and the technology equipment, and the supervision on the employee's performance. So first and foremost, the remote work may affect the efficiency of the communication process. The information and the instruction of the work may not be conveyed effectively to every employee through the virtual channels such as the WhatsApp, email, the virtual meeting, and etc. Also, it may lead to the misunderstanding and the misinterpreted of the information given. So second, the lack of adequate work-related resources in another factors that affect the employees' productivities. It is because not all the employees equip sufficient knowledge, equipment, and resources to perform their job at home. So moreover, there is an issue for the employer or the manager to supervise the employee's performance from time to time. So the employees may potentially utilize the working hours and the company resources for the personal purpose instead of the work duties. So it can be one of the reasons that impact the employee's productivity negatively. Now for the second question, the two factors that influencing productivity positively for the employees working from home are creating the comfortable workplace and the flexible working nature. So with the work from home policy, the employees don't spend the time traveling to the office and avoid getting stuck in the traffic jam, and also the work from home leads to less distraction. The office noise, the colleagues chat, and other interruption may affect the employee's performance. So therefore, work from home allows the employees focus on their duties and tasks with the minimal distraction. Furthermore, the employees allowed to adjust and arrange the working schedule effectively for a certain period. They may compress the workload for a determined period that they feel comfortable to complete the assigned duties. So indirectly, the effective arrangement on works drive the growth of productivity for an employee. So for the third question, the two factors that influencing the productivity negatively for the employees working from home are the loss of the supervision and the capability of the employees on the adoption of the technology. So due to the implementation of work from home policy, there are no physical supervision in the workplace. So the employees may act passively in performing their duties at home. Besides, the employees may not get proper and prompt feedback that related to their performance from their supervisor. So indirectly, the employees doesn't realize that their deficiency and they can't take the actions that make the further improvement to enhance their performance and productivity. So other than that, not all employees equip necessary knowledge, skill, and experience to work efficiently at home. So the employees may face the problems that on how the works transform to the virtual working system. So also the employees will face the difficulties in seeking assistance. So in short, without thorough understanding on the virtual working system, the mistake or the errors at the work will increase and reduce the productivity of the employees. So the last question in Think and Solve 1 is suggest two best practices for the organization. So in my opinion, first I suggest the company to shift from the ordinary pay or the job-based pay to the performance-based pay to ensure the consistency of the employee's productivity. So the performance-based pay can be considered fair and just that pay aligned with the performance and the contribution of employee at home. So the performance management department may establish a set of indicator of the criterion to measure and evaluate the productivity of the employees on work from home. So in short, with the change of the compensation package, the employees will act positively to ensure their future pays are sustainable. So second, in terms of the data security problems and the limited accessibility of the employees on the work-related resources, the organization can introduce the cloud computing system. So the cloud computing system allows the employees to access the company's data and resources. It is a centralized system that allows the employee to access, to edit, and store the document in real time with the connection of network. So beside that, for the concern of the data security issue, so the cloud system allows the organization to specialize the authorized access. So the organization may restrict the unauthorized person access to the important or the sensitive data of the company. So that's all about Think and Solve 1. So now I turn to Think and Solve 2. So the question in Think and Solve 2 is, as a newly appointed HR manager, what would your 3 main strategies to address the given performance issues in your organization? So as a HR manager, I will ensure the performance management is aligned with the strategic plannings to address the employees' performance problems. So in order to achieve the alignment of the performance management and the strategic planning, I will apply the concept which linking the relationship between the organization's strategic plan, unit strategic plans, job description, and individual and team's performance. So first, I will revise the unit strategic plans to ensure the unit's mission, vision, goals, and strategies was congruent with the overall organization's strategic plan. A clear alignment between the organization and the unit strategic plan leads to a better decision making and the organization's performance, especially for the employees in the trainings and development purpose. So afterwards, as a HR manager, I will review the job description of each position to ensure the job task, responsibility, duties, and the contribution to meeting the units and the organization's objective. So at the same time, it provides a better understanding to the employees on how they perform their job and how their performance affected the units and the organization performance. So lastly, based on the developed job description, I will be able to develop an effective performance management system to motivate the individual or the employees to achieve the organization goals. So in this stage, the employees are encouraged to give high commitment, engagement, and the involvement to examine, identify, and review their actual performance. So and determine the necessary action and the improvement efforts in the future. So that is the first strategy. So the second strategy is to apply the determinant of the performance. So according to the determinants of performance, it indicates the employee's performance was highly interrelated or affected by the 3 main factors, which including the declarative knowledge, procedural knowledge, and motivation. So an absence of each factor will not reach the desirable outcomes or the employee's performance. So in this case, I will apply the determinants of performance in identifying the actual source or the factors that attribute to the poor employee's performance. So in this case, the issue of the quantity and quality of work were related to the declarative knowledge and the procedural knowledge, which can be addressed through the job training. So we might conduct appropriate training programs according to the employee's performance issue respectively. So however, the performance issue that driven by the inappropriate behavior, resistant to change, and the inappropriate physical behavior were related to the motivation factor. So in order to address such problem, so I will revise the current employees performance management system and the disciplinary action policy. So in dealing with the negative effect of the employees feeling and the behavior, I will ensure that the performance management system is fair, just, and unbiased according to the values of the employee's contribution. But for certain serious behavior issue, we will take the severe disciplinary action such as the oral warnings, written warnings, suspension without pay, demotion, or the dismissal to change the employee's performance and the behavior. So lastly, I would like to implement the reward system, which consider as a high dependency on the performance management system, which include the contingent pay and the long-term incentive. So the first is the contingent pay. So the contingent pay play the vital roles to motivate the employees to achieve and maintain the expected level of performance. So with the contingent pay system, the employees may improve and maintain their performance and the behavior constantly in order to reach the target of the reward system. So besides, the long-term incentive also being utilized to improve the employee's performance in long run. So this incentive given may give a long-term effect to the employees in sustaining the high-level performance in the future. So with the incentive given, the employee's performance may improve since the reward are depending on the organization performance. Therefore, the employees are motivated to improve and maintain their performance in order to maximize their return and the rewards. So in short, both contingent pay and the long-term incentive pay may give greater influences toward the employee's performance. So that's all about the Think and Solve tool. So now we come to the Think and Solve tree. So the first question in Think and Solve tree is explain two main challenges in managing multi-generational workforce. So first of all, different expectation between each generation may be the main challenges in managing the multi-generational workforce. So the various expectation of each generation may be influenced by their education, culture, life events, and their life quality. So it is difficult for the HR managers to manage the gaps between the expectation of the employees from the multi-generations. So the HR manager may put more effort to identify, observe, and measure the actual needs of the employees. So in terms of the employees' compensation management, one-size-fits-all approach or the system may not fit or meet all employees' employment expectation. So for example, Gen Y and Gen X were motivated by the prompt recognition and rewards and prefer to balance their life between work and family. So however, the baby boomer were self-motivated and pursuing in the values of the job security. So in short, the difference expectation between the generation will be a challenges for the HR manager in designing the compensation system or the package and even other dimension in the human resource management such as staffing, training and development, occupational safety and health, and etc. So from other perspective, the communication style will be another challenge in managing the multi-generational workforce. So in other words, the different generation have different methods or style of the communications to convey or receive the message and information. So the manager should choose the right communication channels or methods to ensure the information or message reach employees' knowledge effectively without delay and misunderstanding. So for example, Gen Y and Gen Z are defined as the digital native, which prefer the digital communication over the face-to-face interaction as compared to the traditionalists, the baby boomers, and Gen Y and Gen X. So the challenges may arise when the communication takes place between Gen Y and Gen Z to others generation who prefer the traditional communication style. So the misinterpretation and misunderstanding of message and information between the employees will negatively affect the performance and productivity of an organization. So the second question is to explain two benefits of the multi-generational workforce toward the organization. So thus, the diverse educational background, culture, experience, and the knowledge of the multi-generational workforce may promote the innovation of team, department, and even the organization. So for instance, Gen Y and Gen X workforce may possess extensive knowledge and skill of technology and apply it in their workplace. So they tend to utilize the technology to perform their jobs and tasks, and they prefer to work smarter than work hard. So at the same time, the younger generation may contribute fresh idea and valuable suggestions for the organization in designing and determining the organizational strategies. So the variety of generations in an organization will drive the digital evolutions, the development of the digitalization, the technology improvement, and the innovation to pursue the dynamic customers' needs and expectation. So besides that, the multi-generational workforce also enhance the effectiveness of the organization's problem-solving ability. So with the diverse knowledge, experience, and the perspective from different generations, the organization will be able to take the prompt and effective corrective action to address the internal and external issue. So the multi-generational workforce may work together to generate creative solution to assist the organization by gathering the information, opinions, and the suggestion from various perspectives. So in short, the greater the multinational workforce, the greater the ability of an organization to deal with the problems. So the last question, for the last question is asked two best strategy in managing performance of multi-generational workforce who have different communication style and expectation. So in my opinion, I decided to implement the employees value proposition EVP approach. So in general, EVP approach was defined as a set of the association and offering provided by an organization in returns or exchange for the employee's skill, capabilities, and experience that contribute to the organization. So in addition, the EVP framework consists of 5 elements which encompass the compensation, benefits, work contents, career, and the affiliation. So in this strategy, the organization should identify and understand the actual value proposition of each employee based on their generational characteristic. So the performance of different generation employees may be driven by different elements based on their preference. So for instance, the benefits are considered average important for every generation workforce. However, the compensation become one of the least important motivator for the older generation, especially for the baby boomer. So from the 5 elements of EVP, the organization will be able to choose the most effective motivators based on each employee's value proposition needs rather than one size fits all approach. Therefore, EVP can be considered as one of the approaches that assist an organization to strengthen their abilities to motivate and engage with the multi-generational workforce to attain the expected performance. So in summary, the EVP can address the gap of expectation from different generation of employees. So the second strategy, I will introduce diverse communication strategy to overcome the unique communication style of different generation of employees. So in order to ensure the effectiveness of the communication flow and the process, I will utilize the multiple communication channels to reach every employee. So for instance, the message, information and the instruction may reach instantly and effectively to the older generation through the verbal or the informal communication. So in contrast, the younger generation such as Gen Y and Gen Z, the text-based, voice-based, and the video communication are the preferred methods of the younger generation to convey and receive the information and message. So with the combination of the face-to-face and the virtual communication method, the employee will access the same information, message, and instruction timely and accurately. So also it might reduce the misleading and misunderstanding information throughout the organization and minimize the work error and boost the productivity. So that's all from me for the Think and Solve 1, 2, and 3. So thank you for your attention.